No. I'm sorry.
I never would have given you to them. Not for anything. Don't cry. You're perfect.
This scene captures everything that Silco is and everything that he has become in a short 30 seconds. Silco isn't lying when he says this, but in order to fully understand the scene, we need to take a look at Silco's past, his values, his vision, and how his character design reflects that. Silco is a man who sees that Zaun is a broken and torn down place, but out of that mistreatment and brokenness, he believes that something beautiful can arise. The nation of Zaun. This is Silco's vision. Never mind the fact that it is short-sighted and ignores the fact that Zaun and Piltover have such a disparity in material conditions that just independence is not enough to pull Zaun out of the gutter that Piltover put it in. But that's the reason why his dream is flawed. He sees Zaun as something that can be great, but ignores the fact that independence won't solve Zaun's problems. Proper material conditions and proper treatment of its people will. But the main takeaway here is that Silco believes that Zaun can be great, despite it being broken. His character design reflects that. Eyes are important visual storytelling devices in Arcane, and Silco is perhaps the one person who exemplifies that idea the most. Silco got his eye drowning in the River Pilt's toxins, suspended under the water by Vander. The River Pilt is pretty significant to the definition of Piltover and Zaun. It is not only the geographical line that separates Piltover and Zaun, but also a symbolic line that accentuates the difference between the two sister cities. Just listen to Piltover's name. Pilt over. They don't associate with the Pilt, or anything near it. They are over the Pilt, better than it, too good to be considered as part of the Pilt. This river marks where Piltover ends geographically, but it also marks where Piltover's abuse of the working class and mistreatment of its citizens begin. The River Pilt, the more and more you look at it, is a symbol for Zaun. All the mistreatment, pollution, and toxins, all that gathers in the River Pilt, in the same river that Silco drowned in, and in the same river where he lost his eye. Think about that for a second. Silco drowns in the river that holds the mistreatment, toxins, and abuse that Piltover causes for Zaun. And as he emerges from the River Pilt, the embodiment of Piltover's dissociation, mistreatment, and neglect over Zaun, he emerges with a new eye, a new vision, but a vision that is corrupted by the toxins of the River Pilt. That's why Silco's eye is the way that it is. The bright orange iris shows the audience that he has a bright vision, but as we see the rest of his black eye, and we learn more about his past, we come to understand that that vision is not as bright as his iris would suggest. We learn that that vision is corrupted by the toxins of the River Pilt. But you can't really blame Silco for thinking this way. It's a result of his experience. It's the response to all the hurt and mistreatment of everything that Piltover brought onto Zaun. It's a response that makes the observation that the people of Piltover won't change. So he has to build something new. He has to try and erase that past and start a new nation. What happens when Zaun gets independence? What happens to the fact that there are toxins and fumes in the air that independence won't solve? Well, Silco hasn't thought that far. His response to make Zaun independent is a response to get away from Piltover, not really a response to make Zaun a better place. But nevertheless, Silco truly believes that out of Zaun's brokenness and mistreatment from the world, something great can arise. His vision for the future is bright, but it's corrupted by the toxins of mistreatment, and it fails to recognize what the people of Zaun actually need. So, what exactly does Silco see in Jinx? It's no surprise to anyone that watched Act 3 to know that Silco very much sees Jinx as his own daughter. The reason he treats Jinx differently than anyone else under him is because he sees what Zaun is in Jinx. To Silco, Jinx is a person who was rejected by the people that loved her, the people that were supposed to protect her. Silco sees Jinx as a broken person, a person mistreated by the world, and a person abused by the people that were supposed to love them. But Silco sees the fact that Jinx is a broken person, and still believes that she is perfect, that she can be good, despite being broken. The story of Jinx and the story of Zaun are the same, both broken and mistreated, but in Silco's eyes, able to transcend that brokenness and become something perfect. This is why Silco sees Jinx as perfect. He sees Zaun in Jinx. The reason Silco can't give Jinx up is because Jinx is Silco's dream. She is everything that Zaun could become, the perfect chaos that emerges out of mistreatment. If Silco gave Jinx up to Jace in exchange for peace with Piltover, he would be betraying his own dream. It's not that he has to choose between his daughter and his dream, it's that, at this point in the story, his daughter has become his dream. That's why Silco cares for Jinx, and why he treats Jinx differently than everyone else under him. When Silco holds a young Powder in his arms at the end of Act 1 and says, "We will show them. We will show them all," he's talking about the story of Zaun and the story of Jinx. We will show them, no matter how broken they make us, that we can still be great. Compare the scenes where Vi talks about Jinx to the scenes where Silco talks about Jinx. Just listen to these.
Powder's gone, Vi. All that's left is Jinx, and she belongs to
You're
Silco.
wrong. She's still in there. I can reach her.
You can't.
I thought you were the prize of your second-hand family. But Jinx... she is more than I ever imagined.
You can't change her.
I have to try.
Don't get yourself killed.
The Topsiders offered me everything. Independence, a seat at the table. All in return for you. They can all burn. Everyone betrays us, Jinx. Vander. Her. They will never understand. It's only us.
Powder is dead. The last time we get to see her is on the operation table. We know this is the last time that we see Powder because of the color of her eyes. They go from blue, before the operation scene, to shimmer purple everywhere after that. When Singed says to Silco, "Are you ready to lose her?" he's talking about Powder. Silco responds, "Jinx won't die." He knows that Jinx will live through the pain, and he knows that Powder will die. When Powder died on that operation table, so too did our dreams to see Vi and Powder reunited like when they were kids. Vi and Powder will never have that sister relationship again, because Powder is dead. If Vi wants that connection with her sister again, she needs to love Jinx for what she has become. She needs to stop looking for Powder, because Powder isn't there. If Vi wants that sisterly connection with Jinx, she needs to accept Jinx instead of searching for Powder. She needs to look past the monster she created, and she needs to learn to love Jinx, not Powder, even though she's broken. And after this video, if you still don't believe that Silco sees Zaun in Jinx, listen to this interview with Jason Spisak, the voice actor of Silco.
There's been a lot of speculation over Silco's end and the final words that he said, speaking to Jinx and calling her his daughter and saying that he never would have given her up. What do you think? Because some people think that he's lying to her.
No. I mean, Silco sees the world from his point of view. So when he says, "I never would have given you to them, you're perfect," he means it. He means that she is the embodiment of the nation of Zaun, that it's a broken place, and what can come out of that is something great, but you can't pretend to be something else. You're not from Piltover if you're from Zaun. And so to him, she is the perfect embodiment of who she was always meant to be. There's this power in chaos, and that's what Zaun is. So yeah, to him, she is an element of Zaun and his love for the place, embodied in a daughter. So yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
That is so moving and so beautiful.
What he says, 100%. He means that love is real. It's one thing to say that you wish a person would have been different, but it's another thing to say that you're okay, that whoever you are, whoever you turned out to be, is okay.
Silco is the person who sees the beauty of chaos that emerges from the ashes of mistreatment. That is why he loves Zon, and that is why he loves Jinx.
We'll show them. We will show them all. I want you to lose like I lose when I play what could have been.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Arcane content. Also, please make sure to share this video with people who you think might find it useful. Anyway, till next time, I'll talk to you all later. Have a good day. Goodbye.